We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. We built this city on rock and roll.
Hey there, Mustangs, and welcome to the school for the week of October 3rd.
Let's start off the week with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Job well done. Let's see what's happening at Westlake this week.
Thanks for the update. Let's check in for Mr. Bell's book blurb.
Hello, students. As you know, each week I've been sharing chapters from this book, If You Want to Change the World, Start by Making Your Bed. And I thought that it might be helpful for you to have some context about what Navy SEALs do and who they are. And so I made this little presentation in hopes to be able to show you some pictures that might give you some context. So Navy SEALs are the most elite group in our armed forces, meaning in our military, and they're through the Navy. And so Navy SEALs they have skills for what's called amphibious assaults. So they're both certified in skydiving and military skydiving, as well as scuba diving, and can attack or carry out missions both from the air as well as from the sea and on land. So they're highly trained. And as we've been talking about, their training is very grueling and challenging, and takes a lot of mental strength, even more so than their physical strength, actually. And so that gives you a little bit, and these are some pictures from their training. When I talked about the need of being a team and how they had to carry their rafts everywhere, this is an example on the left of what they had to do. And they carried those for the first weeks of their training everywhere they went with all the gear. You can see it's pretty heavy. And then also they carry around these logs that you can see on the right here that are heavy, that they carry. They lift above their heads for much of the time, and do exercise with them. And so it's a very challenging and mentally challenging piece. So this week's chapter I wanted to share with you is the story of the sugar cookie. While the Navy SEALs are in training, if they got in trouble for something, or actually it was indiscriminate, if the instructor decided that they did something wrong, then they had to be a sugar cookie. And what that meant was that they had to go into the ocean in all of their clothes. So they were still in their military fatigues, and so their jackets and pants and shirt and everything. They'd go out into the ocean, jump in the water, and they had to get completely soaked, and then run out to the beach. And then their instructor made them roll around in the sand and get it everywhere they could on them. So they had to be completely covered in sand, and they had to stay that way the rest of the day. And so the admiral who wrote this book, he talked about how that was so uncomfortable. He said, in all of SEAL training, there was nothing more uncomfortable than being a sugar cookie. He said there was and one of the things that made it so hard is that it seemed indiscriminate, or that there wasn't any rhyme or reason. They couldn't decide, hey, if you just avoided doing this, you wouldn't have to be a sugar cookie. It was, and so for some of the trainees, they'd get very upset because they think they had done everything, they had their uniform perfect, and the instructor would still say, nope, you have to be a sugar cookie today. So for some, it'd be very frustrating because it seemed unfair. And so the lesson that the admiral makes about this is to talk about how life might be unfair, but we just determine how we handle that and have the mental toughness to deal with adversity, even when it seems unfair. He talks about a fellow trainer, a fellow instructor that became an instructor who was a very talented athlete. His name was Moki, and he's one of the best instructors that this admiral knew. And he actually got into a biking accident where he became quadriplegic, meaning they didn't have use of his arms or his legs. And how unfair that could seem to go from being this athlete, doing what he should be doing, and losing that ability. But Moki went on after the accident he went on to be an accomplished painter, a family man, and also founded a Super Frog triathlon that still continues when this book is written in Coronado. So he was able to overcome that trial and make the very best of his life. In the final paragraph in the book, it says, "It is easy to blame your lot in life on some outside force, to stop trying because you believe fate is against you. It is easy to think that where you were raised, or how your parents treated you, or what school you went to, all determines your future. Nothing could be further from the truth. The common people and great men and women are all defined by how they deal with life's unfairness. Sometimes, no matter how hard you try, no matter how good you are, you still end up a sugar cookie. Don't complain. Don't blame it on your misfortune. Stand tall, look to the future, and drive on." So there are going to be challenges that we have, but I firmly believe that to all of us, our zip code does not determine our destiny. You're able to build your future off of what your efforts are and how you determine to grow and overcome challenges. So my hope to you as you hear this message today is to remember that when things happen to you that seem unfair, not to get tied up in negativity, but to be able to rise up and continue on and overcome those challenges that come your way at times. Thanks.
Wow, that was amazing. Let's now head to the halls.
Mr. Nelson. Mr. Nelson. Mr. Nelson.
Hello, Sanchez. How are you?
Hi, I'm good.
It's great seeing you. You're amazing. You know that?
I did know that. Seemed like in case anyone was wondering.
Strong side. Todd. Line. So I have a question for you. All right. So here's my question to you.
Okay, I'm ready.
If you open up a bag of chips upside down, am I really opening up the bag upside down? Open up this bag of chips upside down. If I open up a bag of chips upside down, am I opening up the bag of chips upside down?
I would say it depends what part of the earth you're on.
Can you do me a favor?
Yes.
Open up these bag of chips upside down.
Upside down?
Yes. Really opening up the bag upside down.
Are you upside down or are the chips upside down?
Because that's just the best way to open them.
Is?
There's a top for a reason.
How is it the top?
Because that's how they're set up.
How though?
Do you go to a store and are they all upside down?
What makes them upside down?
The logo.
There it is. All right.
Can I see a visual example of this, please?
You got it. Open up this bag of chips upside down. Will you please show me?
What? I'm opening them.
Upside down.
Upside down. Okay.
Upside down.
So I'm going to flip it
Okay.
so the logo's upside down.
I'm gonna put them on the ground. Because that's what you asked me to do. Like I need to be upside down.
I mean,
Okay, so it's right side up, turning it upside down, and then I'm opening the bag of chips upside down, and therefore I can eat the chips.
Right? I opened it upside down. That's what you asked me to do, right?
yes, you did.
Hey everybody, this is Mr. Johnson. I want to talk to you about Drop-In Donuts. So for this week, Drop-In Donuts will be on Tuesday. We'll have, I don't know, like 9 dozen donuts on Tuesday. We'll go around to all the classes and check to see how many students are on time. Remember, it's not one student being on time that gets a donut. The whole class has to be on time. So again, all students be on time to all classes. We'll drop it on Tuesday and we'll throw some donuts at you. Do not be late.
That's it for us. Thanks for watching.
This is Mustang Media.